What's up? Yeah, more problems with the DeLorean. Well, you know, it happens, right? So I have a car that's pretty low, and I've shown you guys in the videos how low my car is. So my problem is I should have fixed this problem before, and I prolonged it, and a couple of times getting it up on the trailer on the ramps, bam, hit it hard. So here's what we got to deal with here. So I've already adjusted one spring and new shock on the passenger side, and now I have this to deal with. So all this is damaged, unfortunately. It literally ripped the bottom portion of my radiator off, and it didn't leak, which is crazy. It was actually still functional, but you know, this whole bracket's bent backwards, and so is the other one. So I have to take all this out and redo it, and new brackets, and then hopefully take it to a buddy's house and get portions of the front clip here welded for support, because it has that cancer rot, and yeah, it's not looking any better. It's just, unfortunately, this is the rot that'll get DeLoreans if you're not careful. So all this is being removed. It's all loose, as you can see. Yeah, it's about to fall out. I had to take everything apart and drain the fluids, and I gotta take this bracket off, and then that one, pull this all apart. And I don't know if you could see it from this angle, but that's pretty bad, that rot. So I'm hoping that maybe we can grind this down at some point and put some kind of a metal brace in there to prolong the use of the car for a while. Luckily, I don't drive this car a lot. It's more for shows, so it's just on and off the trailers, which is, you know, great for me. I don't really want to drive this car too much, because it's too much of a distraction on the roads. So anyway, that's where we're at. I gotta disassemble this side, and yeah, here's the my originally chopped spring. And obviously, I mean, the car was just too low. I liked it for a while, but practicality, no. So this is another spring I cut, and it is longer. It's about another coil longer, so it'll be lowered, but it's not going to be as low as it was because it was slammed. Yeah, that's the update so far. I'll get that stuff out, and we'll get back to it here. Here's our new brackets for the front end. There's your driver's side, and here's your passenger side. And then the radiator and condenser and fans all go onto here. All right, here we go. We went ahead and recut some springs. We got ourselves a better stance on the car, so now the car's not totally slammed. It is low, but before it was slammed. New shocks, and as you can see here, I pulled out the old radiator condenser. You see how it got whacked pretty good. It got whacked really good. The car was just too low, and every time I started hitting the ramps to put it on the trailer, it just whacked it hard. So we put on new brackets underneath, and we basically replaced all this stuff. I did have a donor kit from another car, so I didn't have to put it all together. If I can get the camera up here. Not sure you guys can see that though. Hold on. All right. I'll go on this side. All right. There we are. We got our condenser, our radiator, and our fans. New hose clamps, new hose parts and everything. New brackets. And we're about, I don't know, 5 inches now from the ground, which is good. It is low, but it's doable. The car is a trailer rider queen, I guess you could call her. And that's how I take her to all the shows and events. The only other problem I'm having, which I'm going to have to put it on a downhill slope, I got to burp the system. There's some bad air bubbles in the radiator lines, and the car is having a hard time understanding temperature and everything to turn the fans on, and it's not flowing properly in the back here. And when it got too hot, this hose actually ruptured and blew from too much pressure from air. So it's been replaced. But yeah, that's where we're at on this car. She's running, driving, but a little tweaking we have to do on the radiator system. This car, haven't touched it. Been trying to get the other car squared away. I do have a show to do on the 6th of December. But this car, I got to adjust the back hood. A few stuff have to be bolted on still. And I still have to finish up a lot of wiring in here to get all these parts to turn on with the time circuit control switch. I do need to give it an oil change. And then I could put the rear tires on. Put the tires on the front. Yeah, so progress. I am going to try to clean up this garage though. I got to organize a little bit. It's becoming too chaotic and I can't find anything. So yeah, you got to start getting organized, people. I got to get organized. It's just too much. But I do like the stance on the car now. It's a lot better. Before, this fender was literally like right here. It was hiding part of the tire, so this car was really slammed. And believe it or not, I only took about that much off the new springs, which were stock springs for Delorean. I just cut them, and I thought I had the old red ones that were in the car before, but I think I put them away. All right, so let's cut off to the next part of this, shall we? back to this car. So this car, we have a little more to do on the outside. We did our lighting for now, just yellow, and we put a regulator switch on this to give it that pulsing effect. I do want to make it where we turn the plutonium chamber lid and it'll turn red when it's open, but I'll do that later. A few other small detail props need to go on the back here. Flex bands, of course, that's going to be done all at one time. And then inside here, we got pretty much all of our electronics run and operational, test running, and going through the cycles with this stuff to make sure there's no glitches or problems, overheating or anything like that. We also put a rear view camera in this car, so it'll be a lot easier to back up when you don't have an assistant helping you. We have our overhead console with an operational dome light. That's the emergency Grimes light, and that's a real emergency Grimes light. You could also turn off some of the panel there with that one. I just noticed some of these are not lit. I don't know what's going on there. They should be lit. Might have to troubleshoot some of this stuff here. Huh. Okay, something to look at. I have to do a couple more things inside the box here. I just added this green LED. I thought it looked kind of cool. It's not in the movie car or anything like that, but I think any futuristic looking cool lighting always adds a little more oomph to something like this. So the next thing I got to do is run a ton of fake wiring that has no operational purpose, only for looks, as the Time Machine does have a lot of that running on both sides. And once I'm done doing all that and running the hoses and fake wires, we will put the seats in last. So what I'll probably do is I'll set up the camera and we'll do some more time lapse. I still have not ordered my 2 headlight buckets. I'm gonna put those back together. For now, all I have is an inverter running all of our props with a battery switch here, and it's already wired for a battery. So when we get the battery, we'll put it right here and hook it up, so that way if you're doing a mobile event, you could switch it to battery. If you're doing an event that has an outlet close by, you can just use the inverter. We'll set up this interior lighting. I think I'm going to put one under the dash here, one under the dash on the other side, and one possibly somewhere in the back, just to kind of give it a little extra lighting inside the car. We have our auto mufflers that are already lit up, also with a pulsing effect. And then I have to finish running our lines here for the green tubes. So we're going to work on that today and try to wrap up some of this cosmetics that we have to do on this car. All right, let's get to it. Alright, so here we got some of the intricate wiring, looms done. This is all fake wiring, you know, just for what it looked like in the movie. Plutonium gauges are up in Orlando. We're going to have to get those when we do the flux bands. Get the wire looms all tied up. And it's hours and hours of just running fake wire. It's always fun. Put our battery switch in. So for shows, the car battery is on a switch. Turn the car battery off, and car's inoperable, but you still have a battery or the inverter for all your props. Back here, I still got to make my tubes, and I also have to make this wire loom. It goes to a medical heatsink that goes here, but I don't have that stuff yet. We're going to go ahead and put our fuel pump in, brand new fuel pump. Make sure the tank is completely clean. On this side, we did our wire loom, hoses. Wire loom all the way around. And you know, I just, based on the 8-car photos, a lot of this stuff was kind of, you know, made to look pretty close. We got the same color tape in certain areas. This is real aircraft hosing. So is this. Believe it or not, I had to wait 5 months, 6 months for this duct. It was on back order. And that's it for now. We're gonna go ahead and vacuum everything, and then I have to have the seat rails in here, and as you can see, they're pretty bad, pretty rusted. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some cleaning on those with a rust remover. I might give them an acid wash, I'm not sure yet. So I gotta get those and get the seats that are in there. They're under this counter here. Put our seats in, and we'll be good to go. Really, just gotta put a couple panels on. I gotta paint that panel, tie up some of this wiring that's loose, make it look nice. Wheel bearing, headlight bezels, which are an order from Delorean Motor Company. So yeah, lots of progress this Thanksgiving weekend. I did a lot of work in here in this garage to get all this stuff done, and it feels good to get it all done. You don't really know how much work goes into making one of these cars until you actually do it yourself. So if you're in the market for getting one of these done, I would highly recommend Bruce Coulomb in Orlando, Florida. And he is very good at what he does. He'll work with your budget as best he can. And they really are pieces of art. He's a lot better at wiring, and he has soundboards. He has things all like near perfect, because he used to work for NASA, and he has people that work for him that used to work for NASA, and these people are very I don't want to say OCD, but they're very particular about the way they get everything done, wired. They want people to be able to work on their stuff themselves, and he does a great job with everything. So we're going to go ahead and do this stuff, and again put you on time lapse and go from there. Well, here we got our old seat rails. I have to put these together. They were just covered in rust, so I bathed them in some acid and water and scrubbed them.
They turned out pretty good. I have new adjustment pieces, so you can adjust the seat. That's the this part. Like this one's all rusted through, and on that one, this one's okay, but I'm just gonna replace those two. The rails themselves slide really well, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the bolts and get it all ready and bolt them to the seats, and then the seats can go into the car. Go ahead and go. Got the seats in. Fought me a little bit, but finally got them in. Got the new grab rails bar for the slider. Car really came together with the seats now. Seat. Get the flux capacitor. You can make a noise if you want. It's kind of cool. Alright, I think that's enough for one video, and I'll get you another update here soon. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see or know about the car. I'll try to respond to your comments. Thanks for watching, guys.